All right, it's time. You've called Summerville, South Carolina, the new landing place for you and your family, or whoever is coming. Well, I'm here to give you a swift kick to reality on exactly what it's like to live in Summerville, South Carolina, especially if you live from outside of the area. And I'm seeing so many people move here. I just can't imagine how many people are gonna be actually moving here in the next 10 years or gonna be here at that point. So I'm gonna be discussing all of those things that you need to know and what life is truly like in South Carolina. If you don't know anything about living on the coast, it's okay. I didn't know anything at first either. You really have to know what it's like living here in Summerville and in the South Carolina area, and I'm gonna be talking all about that, everything you're gonna need to know to how to get yourself ready and what kind of future holds for the Summerville and going forward. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So if that's information you want, then I'm jumping right into it next. Hey everyone, my name is Ryan McHugh and welcome to this channel, a channel dedicated to everything about living in or moving to Summerville, South Carolina. If you want to know more about eating, working, living, shopping, and socializing in the Summerville area, highly recommend subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, well, you get notified. I love helping people get to know the Summerville and surrounding areas and everything it has to offer. If you have questions about moving or relocating here, give me a call, text, or email. Just reach out. I'm getting texts and calls every single day from people who are looking to buy a home here in Summerville. All right, I just want to talk about some things for a minute. It's November right now. We just passed Halloween. So I don't know when you're gonna be watching this, but you know, I came from New York. Maybe you're coming from an area that's a little bit colder, Colorado, Idaho, Minnesota, Michigan, Northeast, the entire Northeast. This is usually the time when your housing market dips a little bit because really no one wants to buy a house when it's snowing, right? And I was just talking to a friend in Florida and he said, dude, this is our pickup time. So now it shows you how, like, when it gets cold up there, people are coming down and we're seeing some of the busiest times right now. My October and my November schedule are booking up. So those are things that you need to plan for. I didn't understand this as a northerner. People coming down here, we think that this is gonna be a slow season down here because we're all just so used to the wintertime clicking over and things are slowing down in our market. But in reality, this market is heating up right now. This is when we're seeing a lot of things happen. Now, I will say it's a little bit hot and humid here in the summer, so you know, the winter time is what we all love here. Been in the 70s. Next week, it's supposed to be in the mid 70s. Cools down around in the 60s in the mornings and the evenings, and there's very little humidity, and it's really, really nice. It's like it's fall almost all winter long. But yes, nothing like it was the past 3 months where it just kicks your butt, and I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It gets hot as hell some days. A lot of those days where, you know, in the 90, 92 degrees and the heat index and the humidity is like, you know, it's 100% humidity and it can almost feel like it's in the hundreds, even though at night it can still feel humid. So fortunately, a lot of these neighborhoods have community pools and shaded areas to keep you cool. A lot of people come in here because this place is really affordable compared to just about everywhere I've lived before. You know, when you look at what you can afford for a home here, it really makes a lot of sense for people who are relocating from out of state. So in saying that, you can really stretch that dollar here. Summerville was named a top city to move to. Not to mention, our market has seen 114 months of year-over-year gains. However, we're seeing the market cool a little. Even though any house that has a pool in it, those are the ones that are like still crazy multiple offers. That's why it's really getting ahead of the game, calling me, calling my team, and getting the ball rolling, really getting going on things because you know, we can really get a good action plan together for you, and we can be one of the first people to get into one of those houses and get a showing or, you know, write the offer on your behalf. So another thing I want to talk about is living here for quite a few summers now. I'm used to wearing wearing short sleeve shirts and shorts. However, I've been talking to a few people and I've come to learn I need to actually invest in something that's called an SPF shirt. And they actually make special face masks that prevent SPF from the sun. For example, I took my family to a corn maze last weekend outside Summerville in October, and it had to be 87 degrees. The sun was so intense, it drained us halfway through the corn maze. We were shot the rest of the day. So if you're forgetting to put sunscreen on, you know, maybe think about purchasing those SPF shirts. They really will save you, your kids, everything. And you will see people wearing them actually. Once somebody told me about them, I started seeing more and more people wearing them. So you have to get used to that as well. Also consider picking up those brim hats that cover your shoulders. Those will, I mean, the sun really will eat you up here. It can drain you really quickly. So you just wanna make sure you're protecting yourself. On the other side of that, keeps our beaches open longer because our water is still warm. So if you're coming from California, where your beaches are usually colder just by nature, ours stay warm right up until the end of October. You know, you guys are gonna probably be doing all this research in this reading and probably hopefully watching all of my videos where I'm showing you what it's like, but it's a feeling. It's a feel thing, and that's what I stress the most. So you're coming here and you'll have an idea, okay? I like this style of home. I want this kind of neighborhood. I want to be close to these amenities. You know, whatever that feel is, I want to be more next to families. I want more space. I want more of the younger crowd. Whatever that is, you can move to that wrong area very quickly. And if you've never been to Summerville, if you're in the wrong area, you're like a 30 to 45 minutes from where you probably want to be at all times. Nothing is close here, to be honest with you. Even when you look on the map, it looks so small, and there's Summerville, and there's, oh, a historic downtown, and then there's, you know, Nexton, and you know, you have all these different areas. It's like an hour in every single direction. So you can move to a wrong area and make it very miserable quickly. That's one thing that I absolutely love. I'm not from here either, so I understand this. So when you reach out, we have these conversations of what things you like, and then that's actually gonna spark, you know, for me to recommend, you know, 3 of the top areas people are moving to in your particular situation. So some of the maybe areas outside of Summerville where it's actually these smaller little mini suburbs and that are just starting to just erupt and explode, and you're gonna be getting more bang for your buck. Bigger home for less money, top schools, brand new amenities, closer to everything, finding you the right neighborhood to match your lifestyle. That's what I love helping you do. And if you're moving here and you're watching this right now, and feel free to comment below what questions you have, what you've heard about Summerville, or what are some of the things that scare you or worried about moving here to Summerville. I can answer that, so go ahead and comment below. And one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them probably, you know, are gonna be bugs, storms, hurricanes, lightning, flooding, all of that stuff, right? Okay, so let's just get into it. We've had some pretty crazy rainstorms here in the past few weeks. You'll see some flooding downtown, outside the golf courses, and even some parts of the historic Summerville will fill up fast. But everybody wants to talk about, you know, flooding, and does that place flood, or does this place flood? Has it flood there? And what I tell most people is FEMA comes in and dictates what a flood zone is. So what that means to your area specifically is a lot of the homes and new homes that are being built are located in what are called X zone. So flood zone X essentially. And that's what most people want. You're not required or to specifically carry flood insurance unless you choose that you want it. Then it's relatively inexpensive to have flood insurance if you do. In regards to Summerville flooding, and I have lived here 6+ years, and I have seen the streets fill with water, but as soon as the sandbags were pulled from the drain, the water receded down, you know, and so people do also ask me, hey, what about hurricanes? We do see them, you know, hurricanes happen. Only people who are living closer to the water tend to be impacted by what are called mandatory evacuations. In the 6 years that we've been here, they've done 3 of these, and all 3 times we saw little rain and wind. I mean, we got it, but it wasn't as bad as they were predicting on the news. The bugs are here, and they're here to stay, unless you spray. There are plenty of pest companies in the area to connect with, besides mosquitoes and spiders. We also have the notorious love bugs. These are 2 bugs that are connected at their genitals for an entire week. And then here's the best part. The female usually dies before the male, and then they're gone. A small temporary inconvenience. This is why I'm a huge advocate for screened-in porches for this particular reason. It's such a necessary, and don't worry if your home doesn't have one. There are plenty of contractors who can install one relatively affordable, so that's something that can be easily done. Summerville is also growing and growing fast. Between Nexton, Cane Bay, Carnes Crossroads, Summers Corner, the Ponds, we are seeing these communities build small cities in their neighborhoods. It's amazing to see the growth, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. We've also had a lot of people say, well, I might not be moving in the next 3, 6, 9 months, and so I'm not gonna put down a payment on a new construction home at this time. I'll just wait. The problem we're seeing is that some of the interest rates are starting to raise. So that could stay the same. It could go up, you never know, but it's probably not gonna go back down. But here are just some examples I've had with some clients in the past 6 to 8 months buying some homes, new construction homes, and having them built. They put $1,000 to $5,000 down to save that lot, save that property, and save that price. That was the property. That is something they were fearful of. What if we don't end up buying it? Yeah, you're out, $1,000 or $5,000, but the $5,000 goes into your loan, your down payment, right? So it's not like you're losing it. But if you wait 6 to 8 months, which is how long it takes to build the house, but the reverse side of that is if you're not locking it down, you're gonna be paying that much more. So for instance, I had a client who recently pulled out of their new construction home, which had been put under contract since January. The home was going to close with $100,000 in equity from the appraisal. Because the new construction process was just a lot for them, it was very stressful, they just decided that they were gonna pull out the week before we were closing and forfeited all of that equity they had earned in the last 10 months. Yes, they got their earnest money back, but the process of new construction, can be very stressful, but locking in early can gain you that financial advantage. I mean, not many people can gain that much equity out of a home they haven't even moved into yet. So don't make their mistake, and trust me, and the process I can create for you. Remember, we can have a private conversation and discuss with myself or my team about an action plan of getting you in now and rewarding yourself later. It's really about taking advantage of our current market. That's what I do, is I know how to work the market. Hopefully this video is helpful to you. If you have specific questions, please reach out and we can schedule a Zoom call. If you're thinking of buying a home here in Summerville, South Carolina, I am here days, nights, weekends, and holidays. I never stop working. I absolutely love what I do. Pick up the phone and give me a call right now, 843-226-5535. If you want to see available properties now, go to www.buyfromrye.com. If you prefer texting, text me, 843-226-5535. I am always here. I will always have your back, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. I'll see you next time.